Mueller Clark's shocking comeback. From bedridden to breaking barriers. Once weighing over 750 pounds, Mueller Clark was one of the most unforgettable stories to ever appear on my 600 LB life. Introduced in Season 4, she wasn't just battling obesity. She was fighting for her life, trapped in her body, suffering from a massive, debilitating case of lymphedema, and relying on her children for basic care. Mueller was in a daily war against pain, depression, and immobility. Her husband's own declining health only intensified the weight, both emotional and physical, on the family. But rather than give up, Mueller found her fire. What began as a cry for help turned into one of the most powerful transformations in reality TV history. The beginning of the fight, reclaiming her life. When Mueller first appeared on the show, it was clear her situation was dire. Her children had become her full-time caretakers. She couldn't walk. She couldn't live independently. And for many, that might have been the end of the road. But not for Mueller. Fueled by the desire to reclaim her life and stop leaning on her children, Mueller threw herself into Dr. Now's grueling weight loss regimen. Within months, she lost 110 pounds, enough to qualify for life-saving bariatric surgery. Then came another breakthrough. Her massive lymphedema was removed, shedding another 43 pounds. By the end of her episode, she had dropped to 477 pounds, a remarkable feat, but still far from her ultimate goal. Yet Mueller didn't stop there. She was just getting started. A second act, Mueller Clark Today. Fast forward to today, and Mueller's transformation is nothing short of astonishing. She recently reunited with Dr. Now, and this time, it wasn't about saving her life. It was to celebrate it. Smiling beside the doctor who gave her a second chance, Mueller stood tall, radiant, and full of strength. On Instagram, Mueller has been sharing glimpses into her ongoing journey. She's not just surviving anymore. She's thriving. Gone is the woman who was confined to a bed. Today, Mueller works out regularly, shares her healthy recipes, and even rides a gym bike to stay active. Her feed is full of positivity, resilience, and love, not just for herself, but for her growing family. She's now a proud mother and grandparent, embracing the life she once feared she might lose. The struggles don't disappear, but neither does she. Mueller is candid about her ongoing challenges. She's spoken openly about the temptations of falling back into old habits, sweets, junk food, emotional eating. She admits it hasn't been easy, but instead of hiding, she faces it head-on, staying connected with Dr. Now and her followers to stay grounded and accountable. Fans continue to flood her posts with love. You are one of his biggest success stories. He must be so proud to see you still walking. You give people hope that it's never too late. More than a success story, a true role model. Mueller Clark isn't just another transformation photo. She is a living, breathing example that no matter how broken you feel, physically or emotionally, you can rebuild. She didn't just change her weight. She changed her destiny. From helpless to hopeful. From bedridden to bold. From broken to beautiful. This is Mueller Clark's legacy. In Season 6 of my 600 LB life, viewers were introduced to two brothers locked in a painful battle not only against the scale, but against a life spiraling beyond their control. David and Benji Bolton, two siblings weighing a combined 1,329 pounds, could barely walk, barely breathe, and had to rely on their family for even the most basic needs. Their story was more than a journey to weight loss. It was a desperate fight for survival, brotherhood, and redemption. From rock bottom to breakthrough. David Bolton's comeback story. When David Bolton first stepped into Dr. Nozeridan's clinic, he tipped the scale at a staggering 747 pounds, a number that could shatter hope for most. But David wasn't most. Determined to reclaim his life, he embarked on a painful and emotionally raw transformation that saw him lose 361 pounds by the time his episode ended. Though still heavy at 386 pounds, David had undergone bariatric surgery, changed his relationship with food, and begun peeling back years of trauma, physically and mentally. But what came after the cameras stopped rolling? That's where David's story truly comes alive. David's 2025 reveal, a man reborn. In a stunning Instagram post shared in late April 2025, David emerged almost unrecognizable, leaner, healthier, and more vibrant than fans had ever seen. In a photo taken at a Christmas-themed park, he beamed beside his daughter, celebrating a major life milestone, her first home purchase. "So proud of my little girl that grew into a beautiful young woman. Love you, Trinity. I love you bunch," he captioned. The once better-than man was now walking through parks, showing up for his daughter, and embracing life with a depth that only survivors understand. Another photo posted on April 28 showed David enjoying outdoor adventures with his significant other, a reminder that his transformation wasn't just physical, it was spiritual and relational, too. While exact numbers aren't public, it's clear David may now be under 300 pounds, a phenomenal feat for someone who once couldn't stand unaided. The darkness behind the light, a rift between brothers. Although the show presented David and Benji as a united front, their paths ultimately diverged. While David thrived, Benji's journey veered into heartbreak. Benji, who had once dropped an incredible 364 pounds, going from 582 to 218 pounds, vanished from the public eye after their episode aired. He wiped all traces from social media and retreated into privacy. But tragedy soon found him. In a shocking 2024 update, Benji's wife, Amanda Bolton, revealed that Benji had been shot 8 times in an undisclosed incident. A GoFundMe was launched to help cover his medical bills, eventually raising over $8,500. Since then, updates have been scarce, and fans are left wondering about Benji's current condition. The fallout, pain behind the progress. In a rare behind-the-scenes revelation, David confessed that the show left scars beyond the scale. He claimed that my 600 LB Live production team lied about covering certain medical expenses, and the rapid changes in his life only amplified his mental struggles. Even more devastating, David confirmed that he and Benji are no longer in contact. The tight bond that once defined their journey had unraveled, whether due to personal issues, trauma, or the brutal spotlight of reality TV. The brothers now walk separate roads. Final thoughts. Beyond the show, a human story unfolds. David Bolton's story is far from over. His recent pictures are a powerful reminder that change is possible, even when the odds seem impossible. But his journey also reveals a deeper truth. Transformation doesn't end with weight loss. It continues in grief, in healing, in rebuilding what was broken long before the scale ever mattered. Benji's fate remains uncertain, but one can only hope he, too, finds peace beyond the pain.